system of the soul. And we saw how it differs from the immune system of our body. Yeah, just there is correct. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Whereby the immune system of the body is working all the time, keeping our body healthy, whereas the immune system of the soul has to be activated every day, perhaps many times every day. And we saw the three main movements of the immune system of the soul, the three movements of consciousness. Number one, awareness. Number two, realization. Number three, transformation. So the awareness of the feeling that I'm having, the symptom of my dis-ease. Then looking at the symptom, just like a doctor looks at the symptoms of a physical disease, he then diagnoses the exact nature or the cause of the symptoms. So we look at, become aware of and look at the symptom, the feeling, and then I see behind the cause. The cause is always a belief, a viral belief that I have within my consciousness. And so I realize what the cause is, and then just sitting next to the belief is the truth. That when realized and acted on will heal the dis-ease. The disease will disappear and my energy is transformed. The vibration of my consciousness is transformed. The feeling of dis-ease disappears. So this is the process. Every time you activate that process, you give yourself a chance to be free. To free yourself of sadness, anger, fear, suffering, sorrow, basically unhappiness. Because any unhappiness is a form of dis-ease in our consciousness, in the self. So, we can make it sound easy. It can sound easy in theory, but of course, we start with the theory, and then comes the practice. And the practice, of course, is depending on how interested you are. Some people not interested. Some people, they like their unhappiness. I don't want to be happy. I'm quite happy being unhappy. They don't want to give up. Perhaps a feeling of dis-ease that they've had for much of their life. In fact, it's a little bit like some people, they become attached to physical disease. They kind of define themselves by something that's gone wrong with their body. Have you ever met someone like that? And it's the first thing they want to talk about. I want to tell you what's wrong with me, which is really what's wrong with their body. Because they think they are their body, they say it's wrong with me. And this is me, I am my disease. And even when they're offered a cure or many opportunities, oh no, that'll never work, no, that'll never work. I've tried that, I've tried this, I've spoken to them. Which is really code for, I'm holding on to my disease. And so the level of our consciousness, the same happens, is that we have moments of dis-ease, unhappiness in the form of those emotions. The fear. The anger. Who is that? In fact, we don't just hold on to our dis-ease, we become addicted to it. It's called emotional addiction. Maybe on the way home, tomorrow night after the retreat, you'll be driving home and back to your town and you'll pass the cinema. And you'll see the cinema, the latest horror movie is now showing. And you'll be thinking, wow, that was a really stressful retreat this weekend. It's a very stressful retreat. And you go into the cinema And you will pay someone to frighten the living daylights out of you. You'll pay someone who in the name of relaxation. We're going to the cinema to relax. Yeah. Now, this is called emotional addiction. Because what I don't realize I'm doing is I'm creating the habit of creating dis-ease. I'm putting a habit down in my consciousness to create fear. And of course, I become addicted to the emotional disturbance of fear. And kind of most of us have done that a little bit. And as I said yesterday, it's okay for a little while until it becomes so intense. I can't take this anymore. It's too much. It's too much. It's draining my energy. I'm just never happy. Before I was occasionally happy. Now I'm never happy. I need to do something. And that's when we go searching. We start seeking. So our dis-eases are both addictive and exhausting. Emotion is kind of addictive and exhausting at the same time. And it's just that we become comfortable being uncomfortable. True? Does this ring a bell? Recognize? I think so. And of course, the mindset often is the victim. Because we forget that I'm the creator, someone else we believe is creating. It's good. So let me just stop here and see you've had a little time for lunch, you've had a little walk maybe, or a little snooze, little contemplation. Any questions on this morning? Anything not clear? Anything coming up in your conversations over lunch that indicate something is not clear, not working? Any questions? No questions? Fantastic. Okay, are you coming on again?
Translate only.
Oh, translation question. Thank you. Just behind you.
I want to know about alimentation.
About what?
Alimentation, foods. You say that it was important. Important to eat food.
Okay. So the question is about food. It's important to know what you eat. I was talking about food in the context of the immune system of the body. Do you remember? And then I was saying I'm not really doing the body this weekend. We're doing the soul. So physical energy, spiritual energy. So the food is the energy you put into your body. So another seminar. Kind of. Although the vibration in food affects consciousness too. So I have to be careful about the vibration in the food. That's why we're very careful here in how we prepare the food that we eat. And those who prepare it, they very consciously, from their consciousness, quite separate from the body, they put a very special vibration into the food. And this is why you're all much happier now than you were when you arrived. And that's usually what happens on the retreats. Although I'm joking, it's true. The vibration in the energy of the food does have an effect on our consciousness. And so by the time you leave tomorrow afternoon, very happy. But essentially it's about the vibration, not the actual food itself. It's good. Anyone else? Anyone else? No questions. Wow. Yes.
The victim we are in this situation very often.
Yes.
Is that because it's comfortable, or is it an addiction?
It's comfortable. It's just a habit that we've got into, is seeing ourselves, believing I am a victim. It's another viral belief, and we learn it from big people, we learn it from the culture, we learn it from entertainment, we learn it from marketing, because the whole marketing industry exists to encourage and help you to maintain your victimhood, so that when they have something, they can help you out of it. So if you buy what they have, they will help you out of your unhappiness into happiness. If you buy our product, it will set you free. But it doesn't really, as you know, it makes you more enslaved. Is that true? Anyone in marketing here? That's good. Anyone else? Yes.
Io sono una interpretazione, faccio separare l'anima dal corpo e un po' mi sembra artificioso, cioè faccio fatica a immaginare un'anima felice e un corpo sofferente, magari su una malattia che lo debilita, che lo
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you, is there a question or is it a comment?
It's difficult in understanding how a happy soul can be in a suffering body.
Oh, being in a suffering body, yeah, okay. It's not common. You don't see it too often. But you do see it in people who have some physical disease. They have moments when they're okay. They're kind of happy. And usually those moments, if they were to be aware and explore those moments, they would be moments when, in their consciousness, they accept something's not quite right. There's pain. There is disease. It's when they accept the presence of the pain. And actually, it's when you resist physical disease, it's when you resist the pain that it gets worse. And you can experiment with that. And whenever you have a little pain next time, notice that you magnify the pain by resisting it. In a sense, resisting it is trying to avoid it, push it away, and it gets worse. So experiment, go into it, and this is what healers will teach you to do, is go into it and be fully aware of it, fully aware. And then you'll notice that it becomes less. And there's two reasons, very often, not always, that it becomes less. Is number one, it's like realizing it's not as big as you thought. It's not as painful as you thought. If that makes sense. It's kind of that realization, oh, I can live with this, it's okay, this is not so bad. And the second thing is that whatever you give your attention to, your energy flows towards. There's a nice saying in English, where your attention goes, energy flows. And where your attention goes, energy flows. And where your energy flows, things either grow or they are healed. So what is healing? I'm sure we have healers here. Healing is just the changing vibration of energy. When there's disease, there's a shift in the vibration of the energy, the natural vibration of the cellular energy somewhere in my body. And you can correct that, at least help to correct that with the energy of your consciousness. The highest energy of consciousness, the highest vibration, what do we call that? Is love. See, as soon as we hear the word love, immediately we think Hollywood, romance, where are they? I'm being a bit simplistic. But the energy of love, the vibration of love, is the highest vibration of human consciousness. And that has the capacity to heal the lower energy of form. Yeah. First of all, it heals your illusions. Yeah. When you hate someone, dis-ease, projected onto someone else. As soon as you change the vibration of your consciousness from hate into compassion, you raise the vibration. and your vibration becomes loving. Your dis-ease disappears, and the energy goes to the object of your compassion, and they raise their energy too. Maybe just a little, but it has that influential effect. So now think about the body. My leg has pain. The leg is not me, it's my leg. So now I give it the highest possible energy, the most beautiful, loving energy. The pain is here. I accept the leg is in pain. I'm not in pain, the leg is in pain. First insight. Second insight, how can I help my leg? By giving it, feeding it good energy. And some people actually put their hand on where the... Have you ever done that with someone or yourself? You put your hand on the place where there's a little ache or pain, leave it there, and imagine your energy is going through the hand into that place. It's not you. I tell you that you've done this. And then a little while, you might have to do it 1 or 2 or 3 times. Notice the pain either lessens or disappears physically. So the person who's physically in a lot of pain, who's quite happy in light as well, they've learned to detach from their body, which doesn't mean to say they don't care about it. Detaching means I'm not my body, I have to take care of it. So the body's in pain, but I'm not in pain. So I'm going through that process, those realizations. And then the relationship between me and my body is corrected. The right relationship is me, and there's the body. Wrong relationship, I am the body. That's the wrong relationship. That's difficult for us because we're taught, we're programmed to believe that this is me. And so when something goes wrong with this, I think there's something wrong with me. No. Yeah.
Che ti senti do Reiki?
Reiki, yes. That's just a word for energy, the movement of energy, the use of energy to heal energy. Which is just energy correcting the vibration of energy. It's light. Not the light that you see in this physical light, but the light of consciousness. It's all energy, just vibrating at different levels. Fantastic. Anyone else? No. You okay? You are looking at me quite strangely now. Seriously. Wow. So, the process of life is summed up in one word. It's really the essence is one word. It's what you're here to do, it's what we're all here to do. It's the thing you cannot not do. Do you know why? Actually, let me ask you, do you know why you're here? I don't mean here, I mean here. Why are you here? I don't mean here this weekend, but why are you here living your life? Have you realized that yet? No. Thank you. Thank you. Someone spoke. That's great. Hands up who think they know why they're here. That's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hands. Okay, so I need an answer. I need an answer. To live, okay? Why are you here? To love and be happy, okay? Anyone else? Yes? To evolve. To evolve, okay? Love, be happy, to evolve.
Per esercitarmi a comprendere di più cosa devo fare per star meglio.
She want me to translate?
Yeah.
She wants to be, she's happy, well, not she's happy, she lives to improve her...
She lives to improve her way of life.
Herself.
Okay, herself. Fantastic. Great. Yeah. Yes.
To improve the world beyond.
To improve
World beyond.
Well-being, to improve your well-being, yeah. To heal, to fix, to improve your well-being, yeah. Anyone else?
To serve.
To serve, okay. Brilliant. Yes. To serve. Good. To be free. To be free. I'm here to be free. Okay. Okay. Yes. To fulfill your karma. To fulfill the karma. Okay. Great. So we have 10 answers. All different. See, another hole in our education. So I'm going to share with you why we're here, and I'm not asking you to believe me or agree with me. Please, actually, I forgot to say this earlier, you must not believe a word I say. I know you don't anyway. But for me personally, and see if this works for you, see if this feels or resonates with you. There's one thing, it's the one thing you are doing all the time. You cannot not do this. It's what you are designed to do. And it is. What are you doing right now? What are you doing right now? Listening? Sharing? Come back in a bit deeper. What are you doing right now? Living, loving. Don't go so complex on me. Keep it really simple. You're being. You are thinking. From your being, you are emerging thoughts. Therefore, you are creating. You are doing this all the time. You cannot not do this. It's what you're here to do. To create. Some people say, give me my life. They knock on the government's door and they say, give me my life. Yeah, I want the job and the money. If I don't have it, I want you to give it to me. Other people, they say, and they watch other people and they, get a life. Why don't you get a life? You heard that saying? Get a life. I don't know if you have it in Italian. But actually, I didn't come here to get a life. I came here to create my life. That's why I'm here, to create my life. Consciously create my life. That, of course, means energy, the use of my energy in a creative way. And if you just take a moment to reflect, that's what you're doing all the time. Because you are thinking, which means creating. And everything in life begins with one single thought. Everything. Did you have a thought to come here 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago? I think so. And here you are. You've created this scene in front of you. You've created your presence here by thinking. And we're doing it all the time. And the context in which we do our creating is known as relationship. Life is context, relationship. We're not here alone. We're here to create and co-create. Make sense? At every level of energy. So when I understand that, I begin to realize that the quality of my life is going to be dependent on the quality of my relationships. The relationships I create and co-create. And the quality of my relationships is going to be dependent on the quality, not the quantity, but the quality of the energy I put into my relationship. Does that make sense? You know, they were saying, what you put in, you will get back. So, the quality of my creation is dependent on the quality of my consciousness, from which comes my thoughts, my decisions, my feelings, the energy I give you. Makes sense? And that's why I'm sure you're all familiar with what's called the creative process. The one thing that every human being is doing all the time is thinking. Only you create your own thoughts? Is that true? Is that true? Only you create your own thoughts? Yes? True? This means yes, and this means no. Yeah? Only you do that? Yeah? Only one not two yous, just one. Yes? In some countries it's a bit more like this. Yes, okay. But here it's yes. And usually when you think, you trigger some kind of feeling. And it might be an emotion that you feel. Or it might be the feeling arises first and then you think about the feeling. Only you create your own feelings. Is that true? Is that true? Only you create your own feelings. Yes? Yes. See? See, I speak Italian, huh? Thoughts and feelings together, and you create something called attitude. Attitude. This is where my attitude towards you, towards the weather, towards the government, just my thoughts and feelings together. Then, my attitude is what shapes my actions. My actions. Every action is shaped by my attitude. And if I do the same action, today, tomorrow, the next day, the day after, I create habit. Italian for habit? Habitue. So difficult, isn't it? It's a lot, it's a big word. So now I do the same habit. They say that 80% of our life is lived by habit. You know when you press the keyboard of your computer, what is it that ensures you get exactly what you want on the screen when you press the keyboard? What's inside the computer? Software, and the software is called program. So, habit of action, habit of attitude, habit of feeling, habit of thought. You put all these habits together, and we don't get program, we get the equivalent, which is your personality. Your personality. That's the equivalent for a human being of program. Now I take my personality out into my journey through life, into all my relationships. And what do I create? What's at the end of every journey? The journey of life is the journey through all my relationships. And as I take my energy, my personality, some people say the end of the journey is death. Not very optimistic, but the word is my destiny. Destination. So this tells me that my destiny of today, where I am right now today, what I'm doing, who's around me, the kind of person I am right now today, is entirely due to my thoughts last week, last year, 10 years ago. Maybe one word missing, and it's called decisions. Who makes them? I do. And this is called the creative process. This is, in essence, the creative process of life. Every human being is in this process at every moment. You can avoid other people. You could avoid going to work. You could even avoid getting out of bed in the morning. But the one thing you cannot avoid is the process by which you will create your destiny. Can't avoid that. Impossible. Now, by the end of today, or this weekend, you will forget that you told me you are entirely responsible for your own thoughts and feelings. And you will do the Clint Eastwood walk. You all know Clint Eastwood?
Sorry?
You all know Clint Eastwood? Yeah. Famous. You'll do the Clint Eastwood walk down the high street of life. 2 guns. Fully loaded. Probably on the way home. And you'll say, that guy in the car in front's going too slow. He's irritating me. Bang. I'm still angry with you. Bang. I hate this government. Bang. Terrible weather today, isn't it? Bang. And I'm upset with you. Bang. Don't like you. Bang, bang, bang. It's my favorite part of the day. This is the moment I say, you make me feel. And in that moment, I'm asleep. I've forgotten, you don't make me feel, I make me feel. And in that moment, I do play brilliant victim. In that moment, all my power is coming down a little thread, and I give you my power. What do I put in your hands? I put my destiny in your hand. For 5 minutes maybe an hour, or maybe 50 years if we decide to live together. And I go, you're making me feel, therefore you can have my destiny. And then I'm not creating my life, I'm letting someone else create it for me. And I'm going to be very unhappy because I'm not doing what I'm designed to do. I'm not doing what I'm here to do, which is create my life. Now, let's have a bit of fun. Let's put this to the test. You're going to need, unless you have your own notebook, if you have your own notebook, you don't need a piece of paper. But if you don't have a notebook, just take one and pass along, then take a sheet of paper. But you don't need one, you see? Just a quick translation, she doesn't need the paper, because she has her own notebook, okay? So just pass it on. That's great. Fantastic. So if you have your own notebook, you don't need the paper. You don't need any paper. Wow, the place is full of great students. Everyone's come there with a notebook. Fantastic. Just pass along anyway. That's great. Fantastic. It's good. Everyone, you're getting a bit there. That's good. You just need one piece of paper. Pass along. Just anyone. No, we don't need anyone there. That's good. And then just pass along the back. Fantastic. And then anyone need a pen? Does anyone need a pen? Yes? That's why you're coming. You're coming for a pen. There we go. Yes. Thumbs up. Anyone else? Pen? Brilliant. There we go. If that's working. Pen? Anyone for a pen? One. There we go. Pen to pens. Let's see if that's working. Okay. Anyone pen? Pen or pencil? Okay. If you just have a piece of paper and you don't have anything else, you've just got a piece of paper, only the piece of paper. If you've only got a piece of paper, then fold the paper in half. No, you don't do this if you have your pad. Just if you have a piece of paper, that's all. Only the people with a piece of paper. It's okay, you don't need to do it, you have your pad. And then fold it in half again. No, you don't need to, you've got your pad, you don't need to do it, it's okay. It's alright. So it's only if you have a paper. And then you have a little pad. Yeah? It's just easier to manage. It's just easier to manage. That's all. You have your notebook, it's okay, you don't need to do it. It's good. Okay. So on the face, one face of your little pad, or in your notebook, clean page, new page. At the top of the page, please write down all the things in your life today that trigger stress. Now you know, no one else ever creates your stress. You got that, right? That's you. But what triggers the stress? What are the situations, the people, the circumstances that trigger you to feel anxious, worried, tense, resentful, angry, upset? What are the situations of people that trigger that within you? So just a little list. Not cause, because they don't cause your stress, but they trigger. A little list. Bank manager, maybe the boss, the husband, maybe put my name down if I'm triggering that stress, like George. So just a quick list, 2 or 3 words for each one, and you have a list of the things that trigger your stress.